So we're used to living beside the river Dodder, and the last time we had flooding here was 25 years ago with Hurricane Charlie, where the river flooded, and since then things have been quiet. Unfortunately, in the last couple of years, whether it's due to global warming, whether it's due to the change in the climate, there's been greater worry about the potential flooding of this area. And ironically, if you look outside, you'll be able to see that there's a wall being built at the moment, and the purpose of the building of the wall is to stop flooding from the River Dodder in an event which was due to happen once in 100 years. And it's ironic that it happened just before the wall was in fact completed. They're just working on the wall right now.
I did ring Iarnród Éireann, and I did tell them, listen, you need to get this lump of tree out of the scaffold sooner rather than later. But in a more general sense, it's going to actually cause a flood. If you don't, like damming up the river like that, it's going to cause a huge flood. So the old man who regretted that it turned out that I was in fact correct.
It's our clear view that it was the record rainfall, the debris that came down the river, that was the major factor here. And we monitored the scaffolding, we looked at the type of typical or high water levels that would be usual at this time of year, and it would not have been any impediment there. We were removing some little bits of debris that had been built up while the scaffolding was there. But that Monday night, when you had two large trees that were swept downriver, that is the primary cause. But we will look at every factor to see if the scaffolding played a role.
Why was the works on the bridge allowed to last so long? Why was it done in the heavy rain period? All of these questions.
We have inspected the river up and downstream, and the flood levels that actually occurred on the Dodder, both upstream and downstream, on other bridges where there was no scaffolding, was exactly the same level.
The truth is that it is a combination. It was very heavy rain. It was drains that couldn't cope. It was flood defences that aren't fully in situ. It was river banks that were full of enough debris to create dams along the river. I do know that there was scaffolding there, and I do know that debris caught in it, and I have heard that people complained about that in advance. I think it would be wrong to make a judgment without knowing all of the facts though. And I mean, I certainly think Iarnród Éireann have questions to answer, and I think the people who were affected by these floods are entitled to those answers. But we'll make a judgment on how much that contributed to the flood when we know.